Hey, to all my family and fans, man, I'm okay, bro. I'm alright. It's basically a money grab, man. It's a money grab, but it's what you go through as an entertainer. Uh, the facts of the case have come out. I mean, we in court now. But this a money grab, man. This guy wasn't even supposed to be a security in the first place, man. This nigga done 17, 18 years for aggravated armed robbery with a deadly weapon. Just got off federal paper. So man, this shit a money grab, bro. You know, when I first found out about the warrant a couple days ago, I contacted my PO. I let him know what was going on. But to all my fans, all my family, you know, I ain't even tell my family about this. This was going on, you know, I'm alright though, man. It's just life. Life be lifing, bro. Life be lifing, man. But, you know, God got me, bro. So that's what it is. My next court date at the end of September up for this. So, it is what it is though, but I'm alright, man. To all my fans, all my family, I'm alright.
Because if y'all familiar with the situation that happened Memorial Day weekend with Boosie in a nightclub in Houston and Dome, he allegedly hit somebody with a hookah. And what did I do? I jumped the gun on some of the information that I put out. And you know, I'm a man. I'm willing to get on these cameras and admit when I'm wrong. And you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong for not being a detective. I was wrong for not having the surveillance footage soon as it dropped. Now, what I did was I went off of what Boosie's lawyer said when they was in court. And his lawyer said
they alleged that Mr. Hatch hit someone in the head with a hookah bottle, a security guard. We believe he was defending another person. Today,
when it comes to Lil Boosie, one thing that nobody can take away from him is the fact that he has overcome some extremely difficult situations throughout his life. This is a man who came from a rough environment, experienced tremendous adversity, built a successful music career, and at one point was facing some of the most serious legal challenges imaginable. Many people believed that once he overcame those obstacles and regained his freedom, he would focus entirely on enjoying life, building wealth, spending time with family, and expanding his business ventures. But for some reason, it seems like trouble continues to find its way into his life. Now, whenever news surfaces involving another legal issue, controversy, or investigation, it reminds us of an important lesson that applies not only to celebrities but to everyday people as well. The higher you climb in life, the more you have to protect what you've built. Success is not just about getting to the top. Success is about staying there. A lot of people focus on making money, but they don't focus on maintaining it. They focus on becoming famous, but they don't focus on protecting their reputation. They focus on winning, but they don't think about what it takes to keep winning year after year. That is where discipline comes into play. One bad decision can undo years of hard work. One wrong person around you can create problems you never saw coming. One unnecessary situation can put your entire future at risk. When someone comes from a difficult environment, sometimes the hardest thing isn't becoming successful. The hardest thing is changing the habits, environments, and relationships that existed before the success arrived. Many people become wealthy but never truly leave the mentality that kept them surrounded by problems in the first place. And that's why distancing yourself from trouble becomes so important. A lot of people think loyalty means keeping the same crowd around forever, but sometimes loyalty can become dangerous if the people around you are constantly bringing drama, confusion, conflict, or legal problems into your life. As you grow, your circle has to grow too. Your mindset has to grow. Your decision-making has to grow because the consequences become much bigger. When someone is struggling financially, they may have very little to lose. But when someone has millions of dollars, businesses, homes, investments, endorsements, and a family depending on them, the the stakes become much higher. Now every decision matters, every appearance matters, every relationship matters, every move matters. That's why many successful entertainers eventually become extremely selective about where they go, who they associate with, and what situations they place themselves in. It isn't because they're scared, it's because they understand the value of what they've built. The reality is that maintaining a successful lifestyle requires protecting your peace. You can't be everywhere. You can't attend every event. You can't entertain every conflict. You can't respond to every challenge. You can't prove yourself to everybody. Sometimes the strongest thing a person can do is walk away. Unfortunately, many people view walking away as weakness when it's actually one of the greatest forms of strength. It takes strength to ignore negativity. It takes strength to avoid unnecessary drama. It takes strength to leave people behind who constantly bring problems into your life. And it takes strength to recognize when your lifestyle needs to change in order to protect your future. For entertainers especially, the spotlight makes everything more difficult. Every mistake becomes national news. Every rumor spreads across social media. Every controversy becomes a headline. A regular person may make a mistake and only a handful of people know about it. A celebrity makes a mistake and millions of people hear about it overnight. That's why public figures have to operate differently. Their margin for error is much smaller. One bad headline can cost endorsements. One legal issue can delay business opportunities. One negative situation can affect future partnerships. One poor decision can damage a reputation that took decades to build. And that's why protecting your image becomes just as important as making money. Money can be replaced. A damaged reputation is much harder to repair. This is why people often say that success is rented, and the rent is due every single day. You have to keep earning it. You have to keep protecting it. You have to keep making smart decisions. You have to remain disciplined even when you don't feel like it. Because success attracts attention, and attention attracts both opportunities and problems. The challenge is learning how to accept the opportunities while avoiding the problems. Another lesson people can take from situations like this is understanding the importance of environment. Environment shapes behavior. The people around you influence your thinking. The places you frequent influence your decisions. The conversations you engage in influence your mindset. If you're constantly around negativity, eventually negativity starts feeling normal. If you're constantly around drama, eventually drama starts becoming part of your daily life. That's why successful people often become extremely protective of their environment. They choose peace over chaos. They choose growth over conflict. They choose business over distractions. They choose long-term success over short-term excitement. And that's a lesson everyone can learn from. At some point, every person has to ask themselves a simple question: am I protecting what I've worked so hard to build? Because it only takes a few seconds to lose something that took years to create. Years of sacrifice, years of hard work, years of dedication, years of overcoming obstacles. All of it can be placed at risk by one careless decision. That doesn't mean people are perfect. Everyone makes mistakes, everyone faces challenges, everyone has moments they wish they could take back. But the goal should always be growth. The goal should always be learning from situations and becoming better moving forward. The people who enjoy long-term success are usually the people who learn how to avoid unnecessary trouble altogether. They understand that peace is valuable, freedom is valuable, family is valuable, their career is valuable, and most importantly, they understand that protecting those things should always come before proving a point to anybody else. At the end of the day, the biggest lesson here is simple. Getting rich is difficult. Becoming famous is difficult. Building a successful career is difficult. But keeping everything you've earned may be even harder. That requires discipline. That requires maturity. That requires self-control. And that requires making decisions today that protect your future tomorrow. Because success can take decades to build, but it can disappear in the snap of a finger if you don't protect it.